Hello, I'm doing problem number 1 from Cal Academy's Array Problem Set 2. Alright, so the question says, find the sum of contiguous subarray within a one-dimensional array of numbers that has largest sum. So what does that mean? So what are we given? Our inputs are an array of integers, well, such as 4, -1, 20, -8, 0. And our output is going to be the largest sum from that given array of integers, which so happens to be 23, which are 4, -1, and 20. So how do we go about getting from here to here? So the way we're going to do this is through a bit of math. Well, essentially what we want to do is we want to iterate through this array, and we want to store a temporary sum that we compare each time through the iteration. What we want to do is we want to check if initially, or within each iteration through this array, we want to check like if the current sum is less than 0. If it's negative, then we know that we want to reset our temporary result or total to be 0 again, because we want to be able to add from 0. We don't want to add from the negative since we want the largest possible sum. So we're going to reset it to 0. So let me walk through the actual pseudocode so that way we can see what we're doing here. So the first thing we want to do is create a max placeholder variable, and we're going to assign this variable to be the smallest possible value. And you'll see why in a second. Then we're going to create that temp placeholder, and we're going to assign it to 0. That's going to be our temporary total. Then we're going to iterate over the given integers, and then we're going to add each current number to the temporary total, and then we're going to choose from that temporary total and the max, which is the new max. And if the temporary total is negative, we're going to reassign our temporary total to 0. And then once we iterate through all of our numbers in O(n) time, we're then going to just return what our max should be. So let's get to coding this out now. Okay, so first thing we are going to do, so we're going to create our max. We're going to set it to, I think it is number. Yeah, it's number. That's right. The number class on JavaScript. And we're going to have it be max, or excuse me, min underscore value. This grabs the lowest possible value in JavaScript. And we're going to create a temp variable. Assign it to 0, it's our temporary total. We're going to iterate through the array of integers. Alright, then we're going to add to the temp plus equal the current number, so 4 would add to 0, and then we're going to assign a max, so we're going to reassign max to be math.max. So again, so this is what I was saying before, why we assign it the lowest possible value is because when we first start out, we want to make sure to always be grabbing the maximum number. So by starting at the minimum possible value, it's safe to say we're not going to get the minimum possible value in here. So we'll pass in max and temp. And then if this temp is actually a negative number, it's less than 0, then we want to reassign our temp to be 0. Then after that, we want to return max. So let's walk through the example here. So essentially, we will have this very low number here, negative, I don't know the exact thing, but it's just going to be a really long number, or low number. we're going to create the temporary storage for the total. When we're on 4, we add 4 to the temp, so the temp is currently 4. We have it between this negative big number and 4. The first max is 4. Temp is not a negative, so then we go to the next one, which is -1. We add it to the temp, which now becomes 3. We choose between 3 and 4, and 4 wins out. We ask the same question. The temp is 3, so it's not lower than 0. So then we go to the next, which is 20. We add 20 to 3. That gives us 23. Between 4 and 23, we pick 23. And then we ask, is 23 lower? No. So then we go to 8. -8 brings this down to, I believe, 15. 23 wins out over 15. Ask the same question. Go back up. Add 0 to 15. So now this is 15 again. Choose between 23 and 15. We get 23. It's 23, or 15 is not lower than 0. So we're at the end. We've already checked off all of these numbers. So we've visited them all. We are at the end of the length of the array. So then we return 23. And 23 is the sum that we're looking for. So this is all done in O(n), and the space, this is the time, and then the space, since we're only storing numbers here and just doing math, it's O(1). And that has been the first problem from Khan Academy's Array Problem Set 2. Thank you.